Hi, I'm Teoh, and 2016 was actually quite a good year for me, despite the fact the world was falling apart around me. I mean, Brexit, Trump, David Bowie dying. Like most people my age, I can't help but document my life through things like Instagram. That's probably why I think I've had a really good 2016, because you only really put the good things on your Instagram. This is my first picture of January, and I can tell you now that I was up really late drinking in my front room. Clearly when I'm drunk, I really love colorizing images. I met Alan Shearer, and I filmed a video with him for Childline. I was interviewing him about what it takes to be in part of a team, which is really weird because I don't like sports. Here's a picture of me meeting Jim Chapman where I look suspiciously happy or a little bit cheeky, or like I'm his adoptive Asian child. This was for a Childline shoot where we talked about puberty for boys, so I got to know a lot about his balls and his penis and what it was like growing up. Childline, what a weird job. This was the brief 2 weeks in March where I had this kind of candy floss pink hair. It didn't last long, it washed out really quickly, never mind. This is me and my friend Poppy, but we really like it because it looks quite convincing despite it being low quality. We call it Toppy. Oh, here's me and Alex Brennan, who's the co-editor of 1080. We do a lot of this 1080 magazine stuff together. Okay, now this is where it's gonna get mushy because in March I flew to America to see my boyfriend John. We're in a long distance relationship, we've been together for almost 2 years, but it meant I was meeting his family for the first time, and more importantly, meeting his cat Taz, and that was basically the main purpose of going. So yeah, I got to see a lot of Niagara Falls, we went on hikes, we played mini-golfs, we went to museums, we went to see The Wizard of Oz, and I also got to meet my friend Claire. First time anyone in 1080's met her. She's always let us down when she's meant to come here to the UK, but she's integral to the team. When I got back, it was my mum's birthday, so I took her to see a show, How the Other Half Loved. Had Tamsin Outhwaite in it, and the funny mum from EastEnders. Like, oh, that could be anyone. I don't know what her name is. May got a little bit messy. I hung out a few times with Riyadh, Melanie Murphy, Hannah Witten and Callum McSwiggan. We had great times. One time in particular, though, was after I interviewed Melanie. This picture sums up the next morning. We were not in a fit state. And then it was my birthday, so there's just more drinking. Here is a picture of me and my mum having cocktails, with me wearing some presents that were bought for me. June, my Instagram was all about Glastonbury, Glastonbury, Glastonbury. My 4th year going, and it was incredible. I actually went with a smaller group than usual, with my housemate Erin, my friend Ben Cook, and Ollie and Rupert.
Mother has arrived. This wasn't as glamorous as it needed to be. A whole new world, a brand new band, when I'm stuck in the mud.
Here's a picture of me casting my Remain vote, not really, because I did it before I went, and here's a picture of me caressing Ollie's face. And Ben was just a barrel of laughs, as you can tell by this picture, the whole time.
What are you doing to Ollie? Don't touch me.
In July, I left my job at Childline, and here's a picture of me, Paul and Poppy. They were my 2 best friends at work, and I miss them so much, but I still see them quite a lot.
The reason I got Teoh this is because when I think of Teoh, I think that it's all about Teoh. He's an egomaniac.
But of course, any sadness I may have had in July was completely changed because I met Rugby Cat. That's a better picture, but yeah. August is dominated by Summer in the City. Each year, 1080 are there, we take a team of reporters and we're reporting on everything, and we're selling a physical magazine.
Woo! 1080! 1080! 1080! 1080! Woo!
So I'm constantly running about like a maniac. Then sometimes I have panels, and then there's the parties afterwards, with only opportunity for me to catch up with loads of old friends and make new ones. So it's really intense, really fun. I take loads of selfies, and somehow I can function the next day. My best moment, which I didn't get a picture of, was getting trapped in a cha-cha slide between Ben Cook and Jedward.
Stop telling me what to do! Why is everyone dancing like this?
Meeting Jedward was insane. They're brilliant, but they just don't stop.
I'm John. I'm Edward. And we're here at 1080. What? This guy doesn't know his name! 1080 magazine, get it now! Give me the magazine. Where's the magazine? Oh, yes!
There aren't many pictures in September because by that time I'd started my new job and I was trying to focus on it. Unfortunately, this job I later quit. However, there is this picture of me in the creator store because 1080 got into it. I just realised how much of my year is based around that bloody magazine. It's like I don't have a life outside of it. Oh, outside of the drinking as well. But there's also this picture of me from September, which I think is the true essence of me. I'm a Londoner, I have purple hair, and I'm miserable. And then I got to go see my boyfriend again. Doing Halloween in America is completely insane. I got to carve pumpkins, I got to go on corn mazes, I went to haunted houses that were really quite cheap. Not like the ones we have here where they cost loads. And I got to see my boyfriend and see Taz again. It was just so lovely, but quite short.
Why won't it do it to you? It's because you're a cat, isn't it?
I left just before the American election and I'm kind of half glad about that, but also kind of wish I was there to comfort John. In November I went to see James Blake with my friend Rupert, and I also covered the Bonkers Awards with 1080 where I met Grace and Mamrie, and here's a lovely photo booth image of me and Alex, the co-editors. Yeah, I don't have any pictures from December yet because it's quite early in December when I'm filming this, but I can tell you that I'm really enjoying my new job. Maybe this is how we should all look back on the year, because actually I feel really positive about 2016 now. Let me know what your favourite moment of 2016 is. Something you achieved, something that you did, something that you saw, and let's focus on that. God, I'm such a softie now these days, aren't I? None of that Mr. Tino Forever shit anymore.